McDaniels had been pretty good before that shot. Murray for the tie.
In the course of this higher level play.
Murray stops, pops. It's good. A little push shot in the lane. Drive. Stops. Back out to Jokic. Shot clock at 4. Jokic down the lane. Gives it up. Gordon with the slam with 1.7 to shoot. And it
projects the Gobert string. Will step back. Fade. Three straight in this series. Anderson outside. McDaniels. Pass.
I'm so glad that
Denver Nuggets, the 1 seed out west, get the Minnesota Timberwolves as the T-Wolves took care of business at home against the Oklahoma City Thunder to make it into the postseason as the 8 seed. So this is one of those series that I'd be shocked, dumbfounded, appalled if it went any further than 5 games. I got the Denver Nuggets taking care of business pretty quickly of the Minnesota Timberwolves. To be honest with you, Nikola Jokic needs this. He needs a quick series. He needs a quick series against a team that's just not ready to compete yet at an elite level. And I thought this would be a year where Minnesota can take some leads forward. I don't think they're ready yet. I don't think their 2 stars are ready yet. Karl Anthony Towns is a sensational basketball player. Obviously he can be a difference maker in any series. I'm starting to look at some of Cat's numbers and starting to question, how many calories are these really worth, right? It feels like some empty calories in there for Karl Anthony Towns in a lot of these games, right? Like I was looking at a 3-point percentage since he's came back from injury. He's around close to 45-50% from 3, if I'm not mistaken, since he came back from his injury. Well, why not shoot more? If you're like 50% from 3, shoot more. Why are you only averaging like 21, 22 points? You see what I'm saying? That doesn't really make sense to me. How are you around 20, 21 points per game and you're shooting like 50% from 3? Make that make sense to me. Like, if you're going to be able to shoot that good of a clip as a big, shoot more. I just believe Nikola Jokic won't struggle against the Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't believe he's fearful of Rudy Gobert. Nikola Jokic can hold his own on the boards. I'm not even sure Rudy Gobert will be healthy this entire series. He's doubtful for game 1. I'm looking at other guys on the court. Jamal Murray's just got more experience than Anthony Edwards. And I want to stay here really quickly with AE. He ain't ready for this moment. Man, I'm looking at some of Anthony Edwards' stats over the last couple years in some of the biggest games for Minnesota. We got to call a spade a spade. He's still very young, obviously, finding his way in this league. He crumbles, man. Y'all, we got to start calling it out, bro. Anthony Edwards ain't a rookie anymore. Again, he's still a young fella. Anthony Edwards crumbles in big games. He misses a lot of shots in big games. You can get in the head of AE. No, a lot of guys, I think a lot of guys are kind of scared of AE, to call it how it is. He's a great player. I think he's going to be great for a long time in this league. But in big games so far, Anthony Edwards ain't been it, bro. He has not been it overall. Yeah, one really great game against Memphis, game 1 last year. Overall, though, you can get the AE. And I'm looking at guys like Bruce Brown. I'm looking at Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. These are guys that are, vets, older. I don't think they're going to allow Anthony Edwards to just get 28, 32 points. Denver needs this series in a major way. And I want to finish this video with this. Nikola Jokic, towards the latter part of the season, made a decision. And this has not been talked about enough in mainstream media. I can't prove that this was Jokic's call. I don't know if it was Jokic's call. I don't know if Mike Malone had a say in this. This is my feeling. It feels like Nikola Jokic chose rest over the triple-double. I'm sorry. I've just watched this dude play basketball too many times over the last couple years. He could have got 10 assists in his sleep. It feels like Jokic turned down the triple-double for the betterment of the team. He's holding up 2 MVPs. He might get a third one. I think Embiid's going to win it, but I'm not sure. It's very close. I don't think Jokic wants to be a guy known for MVPs. If he would have got that triple-double, he probably would have won a third straight MVP. I don't think he wants that to be his narrative. I think this dude wants to win. And so far, the narrative of Nikola Jokic is you can get to him in the postseason and shut him down. Physical play will stop a guy who works very hard. The story on Jokic is he works harder than everybody down low games 1 through 82. When in the playoffs, when everybody's playing hard, you can match his level of play. You should not be able to match an MVP's level of play ever, right? I want to say Jokic made a decision late in that season. You said, you know what? Joel Embiid's got some momentum for MVP anyway. They don't want to give it to me a third time. Okay, I'm going to put my head down, play when I can, get some rest for this moment right here. The Minnesota Timberwolves, I believe, they dodged a couple with the Denver Nuggets, excuse me. I believe they dodged a couple bullets. This could have been easily a matchup against the Clippers, Warriors, or the Lakers in the first round. It's not. It's Minnesota. And I just don't believe the Minnesota Timberwolves should put any fear in a Denver Nuggets team that's been pretty healthy this entire year, played really good ball up until like end of March. I think the Denver Nuggets should be fine in 5 games over the Minnesota Timberwolves. Off the top of my head, because I did not think this one through, if I had to go a key player for both teams, let's start with Minnesota. How about Mike Conley? I want to give him some credit. Mike is just one of those guys who just hangs in there, doesn't he? And he's ready to play basketball. I think he was a very nice acquisition to put alongside Anthony Edwards. I'm going to give Mike Conley that one on Minnesota side. And for the Denver Nuggets, I'm going to call out Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. is the guy. When he's clicking, he's the X factor because he's 6'10", 6'11". What he's got, you just can't grow on trees, right? Like, if he is aggressive and making plays, not just for himself, I want to see Michael Porter Jr. make more plays for other people as well. His assists are way too low for a guy as gifted as him. Way too low. Way too many shots that he's putting up where he should make an extra pass. He needs to be the most aggressive Denver Nugget. I will if Jokic comes down on assists in the playoffs in this first round matchup here to about 5, he's right at 10 right now, like 9.8. If he comes down to 5, if Michael Porter can pick up 3 of those 4 less assists from Jokic, I think that'll be great for Denver. A guy like that is a matchup nightmare for any team in the league. He can shoot, and he's big enough to attack the rim. I'm going to call out Michael Porter Jr. He needs to be ready to go because in all likelihood, the Denver Nuggets got a second-round matchup against the Phoenix Suns in the second round, which would mean Michael Porter Jr. will likely be asked to give you 22 points a game and guard Kevin Durant. Oh, boy, man, you got to love the NBA playoffs. Please let me know who you got winning this series and in how many games. I got the Denver Nuggets in 5. That's what I got. Time, love, and support is what your boy will never take for granted. I'm out.